Hi, my name is Ryan Runcie, and this is Runcie Studios, an artist safe space and art haven. Today I'm going to be talking about defining your goals as an artist. I think defining your goals is not only necessary, but healthy. Healthy for your mindset and healthy for you in terms of knowing what you want to attain. It helps you to cut out many of your daily actions that might actually be pulling you away from your goals. It's easy to be confused in terms of creating an artistic career, not knowing which way to go to find that thing that's going to make you happy or give you enough income to find other creative paths to add to what you do daily. By having something to shoot for, it helps to create a long-term happiness through a sense of accomplishment. You're able to look back and realize where you were and what you wanted to attain, and you can clearly see if you're able to reach it or not. So here's some good tips I have for making your goal list, and if you want, feel free to get out your sketchbook and a pencil, or just pull up your phone and some notepad. First and foremost to me, if you don't have self-awareness around what you like or what you excel at, it will look more like a bucket list than a goal list. By that I mean, your goal is not to write experimentation down on here. That should be a natural part of your artistic journey and the musings of a creative. But what I want you to write here are the long-term goals of your career. This isn't so much for someone that's just dabbling in art. If you're doing art for fun, your goals should be a lot more lighthearted, if even goal-oriented. I honestly don't think you should have any goals around your art if it's just for fun. But if you want to turn this into a business or at least side income, then I think at least putting down a few of these goals is something that's going to help you out a lot. So let's start with one column for short-term goals and make a second column for long-term goals. If you'd like, you can divide these even further. On the short-term side, you can put 1 to 3 months and 3 to 6 months. On the long-term side, you can put 1 year and 5 to 10 years. That way, you're seeing the long picture, and you're going to be able to see much more clearly how the things that you choose to write in the 1 to 3 month section will be a smaller version of what's going to come and after 5 to 10 years. So you don't have to be very specific in terms of the exact museum that you want to show in or the commercial client that you hope to have one day. These are generalizations for the most part. So for me, this would look something like try and get 2 commissions this month. Maybe for the 3-month term, try and secure 1 mural. Long-term goal for 5 to 10 years is maybe be well known in my city for making murals, or have X amount of murals in this part of town, or this many clients, or this many 5-figure jobs in 10 years. So while it might seem a little all over the place in terms of when you're looking at the 1 month all the way to 10 years, you're going to have a good path in terms of knowing if you should be showing in festivals, if you should be doing gallery showing, if you should be only doing online sales. There is the possibility that you're listening to all of this and thinking, this is not at all what I want to be doing. I don't care to make long-term goals for gallery shows. I don't care to make a certain amount of money by this date. This just isn't for me. I would rather have a 9-to-5 job and make art on the side that no one will ever see and just kind of fulfills my own needs That is totally fine. Please figure out what that looks like for you and then go after achieving that. So, for some, you want to define things by asking questions. So we ask ourselves, where do we want to be in 10 years? But you want to start asking yourself questions that are a little bit deeper, that will help you connect better to who you are and what you want to do. For example, a question like that might be, how do I want to coexist with my community? And how will the work that I make live with them? So for me, a question like that really makes me think about, okay, I want to be a muralist and I want to make X amount of murals in 6 months. But now I want to think about what parts of the community can I affect on a deep level with my work. One thing that I like to tell other artists is go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. I heard that from Eric Thomas. That's not my quote, but it's something that I decided to live by with my art. Don't keep forcing yourself to fight for someone's approval that will never appreciate your work. I guarantee you someone is out there, or a small group of people or a large group of people that want to see your work. They want to know what you're doing. They're actually interested and desire your creative perspective. So keep putting yourself out there and going after your goals. Alright, so here's another tip for those out there that are like me, who love making tons of different styles, don't really know where you want to go exactly. So you probably have 20 different goals written down and what you should do from 1 to 6 months. And you're looking at this list, and some of it seems very attainable, almost too attainable, like you could get it done tomorrow. Those things, still keep them on the list. Maybe they need to happen daily. So you can make a list of daily rituals if needed. But if you have this extremely long list, I want you to try and parse it down. We're going to simplify our actions here. I want you to try and get 3 goals, okay? By having 3 goals to shoot for, your actions will most likely move closer to success in all 3 of those areas. If you feel like you're spreading yourself thin constantly, but you're not spreading yourself thin in the same areas over and over, you're going to get diminished returns. It's just kind of the natural order of art in general. You have to put a lot of time into it because it takes a lot of time to create a body of work. For most people, it takes about a year to make anywhere from 5 to 20, for some people 50 paintings a year. I've had good years where I get closer to 100, 150, but those are rare and can potentially lead to burnout for a lot of artists if they're not done in the proper manner, or focused on a goal and not just making money. So yeah, I really want you to just think about what goals will put you in closer proximity to what you really want to be doing. You will end up getting a lot of different offers along the way, things that might seem like a great idea, and so you might need to pivot. Be willing to pivot, but really analyze and make sure if it's taking away from your original goal that you want to head that way. If that is the case, it's time to reanalyze your goals and set up a new set of long-term goals that will now reapply where your new focus and care is. Because we're artists. We're allowed to change our mind. We're allowed to be inspired. Our goal is to inspire the world. So if that happens when you're taking a shower, or walking your dog, or making what you thought was going to be a masterpiece, don't be afraid to change directions, create something great. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this show, subscribe and like this episode. Until next time, Take care.